I got a comment from Bandy's Books saying that the secret to BookTube success is putting your dog in your videos and keeping it in the video as long as it's willing to cooperate. And you know, I'm chasing the fame and fortune in sponsorships, so I'm not above pimping the Pooch. Say hello to Ace. Say hi, Ace. We're gonna go for our morning walk, and you're coming along with us. And I'm gonna tell you about my 2024 reading goals. Last year, I had a pretty good year of reading. I read over 100 books, wide variety. I'm a total mood reader, so there's really no rhyme or reason to what I read. I always pick out a stack of books at the beginning of the month, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee you that that's what I'll be reading. I would like to keep that momentum going though, so I'm setting a goal for 100 books. I think I'll be able to do it, but it's not the be-all end-all for me. I'm not in it for the numbers, I'm in it for the love of reading. Big stick energy. The first book I read last year was Middlemarch, so I'd like to take on another big chunker of a classic, probably Moby Dick. Oh, I almost fell. Come here, come here, come here, come on. I'd really like to diversify my reading this year, get out of my comfort zone, read some of the genres that I haven't really dived into yet or are off-putting. I'd like to continue reading books by authors that I fell in love with last year. Octavia E. Butler, Cormac McCarthy, E.M. Forster. Once I find a writer that I like, I try to gobble up everything that they've ever put out into the world. For example, last year I was scrolling through BookTube and I came across someone's bookshelf tour. And I happened to see their UK Penguin editions of the John Wyndham books. Because I have a problem, I ordered them all and I read one book and he just instantly became a favorite author. I read every single one of those books. I think there were 6 or 8, something like that. And then one of his stories was just recently published, and that's one I want to read this year. Another goal for this year is to pump the brakes on buying new books. I want to take advantage of the public library. I want to read what I have. I've been cataloging my books on the Story Graph, and we're approaching 2,400. And I know that that is not every book that I own. There's a lot missing. I've read about half of them, which means I will never read that many books. I'm going to kick the bucket way before I finish reading all of the books I already own, but I'm probably a lot like you and have zero self-control when it comes to buying books. But the sad reality is I'm running out of space. So I have two options. I can either get rid of books that I own and have interest in, or I can take advantage of free resources. The library, my own library, what's floating out there in the public domain on the internet, all of those type of things. Find your spot, buddy. All right, we're making magic. Ace, what have you done? Now that I've started up this channel, I need to start writing down my thoughts as I'm reading, do a better job of sharing what I think is working, what could be better, so that when I do the wrap-up videos, there'll be some substance. I am not gonna be waxing poetic. I did not study literature. I just like reading and wanna share what I think you will enjoy. Another big goal for 2024 is to read more nonfiction. Last year, I read 17 nonfiction books. That was 15% of what I read. I'd love to see that number go up. From what I remember, most of those books were memoirs. One standout was Entangled Life, a really cool book on fungi. Check that one out. But yeah, when it comes to nonfiction, I don't know. I struggle in finding books that I think I will connect with. Ace, please don't go near that. If you have any nonfiction recommendations, please put them in the comments. I could use the help. Okay, come on, we're heading home. You don't want to go? He doesn't want to go. Come on, come on, let's go, let's go. So yeah, those are my 2024 reading goals. Airplane. So yeah, those are my reading goals for 2024. Read 100 books, find a big chunker of a classic, diversify my reading, continue reading authors that I love, take better notes or start taking notes, and read more nonfiction. I think that's everything we discussed. Ace, I see your friend up ahead. Okay, so that just about does it for this exciting episode of The Mild Rumpus. I want to give a tremendous shout out to MJ at Reading This Life for mentioning me in her video about supporting small BookTube channels. It's what brought a lot of you over here, so thank you, MJ. I owe you. I'm still working on my catchphrase for the end of the videos. MJ suggested go wild, but stay mild, which I think it's got a nice ring to it. I would like to get more suggestions though. Put them in the comments. And I think what I'm going to do is just draw one from a bowl at the end of every episode. Just leave it up to chance. Luckily, I don't have to do any kind of catchphrase today because I can just cut to my adorable dog and rely on his cuteness to wrap things up. So